And we're back.
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
Stop! You mustn't touch it.
Why? How'd you make it through here, you little shit?
Vritra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshan?
Let's call him the Eye.
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret. Still, this is not a setting I imagined for our union. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters.
Would that we could deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth.
Common looters? Easy now. Finders keepers, that's the law of the fucking land.
Might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
The racial profiling? Did I miss something?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away.
He referred to you as thieves? I suppose we are people, well, not of color. But yeah, there's some different species there. You see two Makotes. You think bad news, I guess.
Perhaps I should simply show you.
It's his brother. The one that we never get to see. His brother. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. What is this gonna be? That looks dank. He's got some syrup. It's a gate to the void?
I have lifted the seal, if only for the moment, by an authority only I possess.
Is it a gate to the void for real?
A planar fissure?
No, my friend. Small though it may be, this is a functioning gate.
Right here.
Void.
Right here. Gold star, baby. That's fun. Void gates and fissures are much the same thing in practice, in the sense that both allow passage between the source and the 13th. The difference in terminology refers to the circumstances of their creation. A fissure is an incidental tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is the product of deliberate action. I suspect this is the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanism put in place to control it. To think that our search for material riches would lead to this priceless discovery. That swirling emptiness, it puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes. Okay. What Vritra should have done is when it was the end of days and all hell was breaking loose, he should have lifted this seal, and then you just send a bunch of Void Send to duke it out with the other end of day demons, and then that would have saved our world. Obviously. Cool. Interesting.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory.
His brother. The dragon we haven't met. What was his name? Freddy?
An age 5 millennia passed.
Yep,
When the
it's his
Algan
brother.
Empire
It's his
sent
brother.
an invading force to the shores of Mericidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians resorted to summoning primal entities.
That's pretty cool.
In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void, thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other. The two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
That's really cool. Not like death and loss, but like that they're fleshing this
I
part
consider
out.
myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
Indeed, I did. I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ashdaya. We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ashdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the void-sent hordes. Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ashdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the void gate itself to strike at the root of their strength.
Jeez.
I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her.
So are we gonna eventually have to
Ashdaya
fight her?
has been lost to us ever since.
Because, you know, she's probably like
I find
dead,
I must
corrupted, something like
retract
that.
my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Alagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ashdaya.
And you did this.
Until I could search no more. Until Alag was dust, and the art to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
My discovery came before Radzat Han was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn. Their dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly, they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
Okay, okay.
Not long ago, you told us that you called out to your kin, that Ashdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale is not a joyful one.
With hope in my heart, I used the simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her.
Oh god.
What I found was a host of void scent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. It was but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Razathan and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
'Twas not that thy siblings scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
As did I. Were it not for Une and Doga, or Nero for that matter, we might never have made it home. Do you remember what happened to Nero? How his wounds allowed the void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether? Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
I remember that. Nero was like turned like all purple and all veiny.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Way to go, Graha.
No, I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the first brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so we're gonna go to the 13th.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late. And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection.
What is up with the shadows?
So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course. I wish only to forget the rest.
Cool. Good shit. That was quite the story. So they managed not only to expand the fissure, but also manipulate it as one might at a gate. Man, Y'shtola really wants to get back to the first for her Hrothgar boyfriend she's got back there. What's the dude's name? I'll tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the Guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. My apologies. We were perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secrets. If the constructs can be repaired, we would be happy to offer our assistance. That will not be necessary, much as I retain spare vessels for myself. We keep duplicate guards on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we should return to Radzat-Han. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Bum 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 ba bum 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 bum. All right. A Glade Banner. Okay. That might sell for something. Oh. Okay. So what are we gonna get? We're thinking axe? I don't know. Part of me wants to do the accessories, but I can't get them all. Ugh. I'll do a weapon, because I feel like attack is really important. Okay, the axe it is. Got that. Oh boy. And then we could also augment it. Oh. So it's just that. And it looks like I saw the exchange rate. It wasn't really that bad. It looks like you can also do all that too. That's pretty cool. Okay. So I guess we're going to be rolling as warrior for a while. That's cool. All right. Getting pretty lucky. And now it's going to break. Oh, that's a first. Okay. So let's throw on our new axe. crit. I want you to see my revised ninja outfit using the scorpion harness. I really wanted to use the augmented ninja hakama, but the metallic bits on the pants make it look out of place with the harness, so I had to settle for 2B bottoms. I went 2B bottoms on this just because the black part up top and the bottoms look like it could almost be a one piece. I just wish this had like something like some sort of covering. But I was just kind of throwing this this glamour on for the axe, because I'm going to go back to rocking this. Yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be our new loadout for Mr. Warrior. Yeah, so now Warrior is going to be probably our go-to for a while. Kind of already was. That's our, definitely, if we're doing anything blind, Warrior. I really like the Ninja Hakama, and I also didn't want to use the basic Ho pants. I mean, sometimes if it's like the only thing that actually like works, shouldn't be a big deal. I just let them out, and I'm heading to the store. Wait, you left the dogs outside? Oh, it's a face covering. I'm like, what the fuck? Alright. That beef jerky's good. It's just kind of rough on my teeth. I promise we will discuss the Void Gate further, but first I must attend to the matter of the Vault's Sentinels. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capiculo has been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it is conveyed to its post along with some few lesser constructs. Was it tomb robbers? Fiends born of the Tower of Zot by the sisters. Do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. Nope. It was the warrior of spite. They all look so guilty. He looks really guilty. Alright. We get it. Why such guilty faces? Surely it wasn't you who are responsible for this. Oh. Wait a second. If there were these sentinels that are, there's a bunch of them, can be taken out, brought out relatively easily, why didn't they have them during the final days? Why wasn't like Ribbons Randy like throwing the blasphemies into like pits of spikes and shit, you know? Maybe it was, I don't know. And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now I believe you had questions. Quite a few, in fact. But I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemy-forged lock and warded it with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, in its current state, it would admit only the lowliest void scent, and from this side no man would be able to pass through. No man. I would think Alpha Node would fit, given a firm push. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. And yet you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and sending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemists, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which my magics could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. The process has long since been forgotten once I had given up searching for Asdaja. There was no need to preserve such esoteric, dangerous knowledge. Yeah, that makes sense. Thus has the gate lain dormant for years uncounted. Simulacrum? Simulacrum? I've seen it. I've actually heard it pronounced a couple different ways. In the game, they say simulacrum, but I've heard it simulacrum too. I don't know if that's just like if that's like a potato thing. Simulacrum. Simp-ulacrum. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with the Cloud of Darkness. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void scent, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the Bounty Gate. Mayhap you could resume the search for your sister. As I have already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. He said duty. I had meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? You could have said it was all Istinian's idea. As you have seen, the fabulous wealth from the stores is quite real, if not its rumored origin, but I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been adding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's suffering. Oh, that's good. Sorry, let me answer this real quick. Okay, good. Then we are of one mind. We had no intention of taking it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? Yeah, we were gonna... Well, she was. Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I will make no attempt to open it, of course. I owe you and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it. You are most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. I really want to see the story expand to a point where we're visiting other reflections, and in those reflections we meet the equivalent to ourselves, like the warrior of light, or if like the void, if there is any way there could be like a fucking supercharged warrior of darkness, like an actual warrior of darkness, not this fucking like, I used to be a warrior of light and now I'm pissed off. No, like an actual warrior of darkness. That'd be really cool. And then there's a giant tournament of power from all the reflections. And when you win, you get to make a wish with Dragon Balls. Would that I could join thee in thy study, but the Loporits will be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. And I must be off to Charlian as well. Mistress Cryle was eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you are able. Farewell for now. After finishing Eureka, I've had enough, Cryle. I really have. Let's leave the storytelling to the professionals. I actually don't think that would... I would actually want that. But it would be cool if there were reflections of the Warrior of Light as well. Not just, you know, the worlds. You may now undertake the Chronicles of a New Era quest series, Myths of the Realm. Speak with the fresh-faced student at the Baldessian Annex to accept the first quest. So this is what it is. This is how we get there. Okay, cool. The difficult part in all this will be deciding how best to put these riches to use. You should buy everybody a hat and a milkshake. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations? Why do we have to? King and I are in this together. I will follow her example. Yeah, we're not putting anything money-wise. Why are you joining me? Meanwhile, elsewhere. Wait, is this it for 6.1? There's like nothing else? Ooh, shit. Okay, so this is the void, right? Is that Golbez? Fuck! Sorry. This makes me so happy. I heard that they were going to do Archfiends. I didn't expect it like this, though. So they're in the void right now, right? And I'm guessing Golbez is the... I sensed the breaching of a gate, but it was not instigated from this side. 'Twas thrown open from the other. So Golbez is the void's big swinging dick. And then these are his 4 homies that he rolls with. I too felt it. Oh my god. What's his name? Rubicant. Rubicant was my fucking... Like, I thought he was the coolest. Like, he's like a demon. He's wearing tights. I don't get the fashion. Barbicia, I didn't like her that much. Just because her fight really pissed me off. But yeah. Sex wind girl. That's what she is. She's like a more human Garuda. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have waited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Man, I was not expecting that. Because like I've heard people talk about potentially having a 4 Archfiend trial. But I thought that was kind of more like, oh, we wish it was like that. We must not underestimate she who bested the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by a covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Let her come. I will drown the world and watch this fleshling gasp for breath in her final moments. Those are probably going to be in the last remaining extremes for the expansion. That'll be really cool. I hope there's actually all 4 of them. Or are you gonna do some shit where like you're gonna have like, God, I can't remember what's the Earth guy's name, because we know Barbarisha, Rubicant. We have 3 already, so yeah, there's a good chance we could actually get 4. That would be cool. Don't tell me. I could get this. I could describe what they look like. First, the Earth guy, he's like in a cloak. Then he's like this zombie, like this like kind of rotting flesh, weird horns coming out of his body. And then who could honestly forget Turtle Bro? But I can't remember his name. God, it's been a while since I played that. I want to go back and play 4. Think back on our struggles beneath this sunless sky. Remember why we cede not our will to fight. 'Tis time we set the war in motion and win redemption of our star. Alright, Golbez. So is that the end of 6.1? You can't leave me on a cliffhanger. Okay, cool. I added you to my party. Sharing the wealth. Damn. That's crazy. As soon as I saw him, like the cape gave it away. That was really cool. I don't know, I would really like to see a modern take on them. Like, I know we've seen stuff with like Cecil Kane and Golbez through like the Cydia, but I don't think we've ever actually seen, outside of like maybe a cutscene when they redid 4 for mobile console. They did like a short opening cutscene with them, which still looked good, but yeah. Whew, that was awesome. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups would benefit most from monetary assistance. You know, that makes sense that they're going to do that, because, like, this was supposed to, like, 4 was supposed to have a ton of influence on this expansion. And I was honestly thinking it was going to end up being some shit like that, like, fucking Golbez. Oh, it's baby smell. Look at this guy. He's basically got his cheeks out. But yeah, I actually, it's funny that you did that, because my wife and I, my wife actually helped me with the, my current, scorpion harness look. And we actually went with those gloves, at first. But we ended up switching, because we have the deep shadow stuff kind of go a little bit more black. Shall we begin? If we were to spend, okay. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so I would ask. Yeah, so we're gonna talk to. They're gonna talk to the God Slayer. I don't know about that. I would ask that you act in my stead. You are to visit Akiali and Yedlamad, speak with Matsia and his people, and listen to their grievances. I bid you do the same at Palaka's stand. I will be conducting my own inquiries at Giant's Gall grounds. Okay. That's cool. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Mega Duty. That's awesome. Here, I'll show you. Bra, bra, bra. I'm you, but edgier. Mega doo-doo. Come, adventurer. Alright. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. I wonder if I tried to upload things through the cloud, if I was hardwired, if that would have been better. Bum 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 bum. Alright, so now we're gonna go talk to people about their problems. Let me tell you something, guys. If there's something I like less than my own problems I have, are other people's problems. I don't want to hear it. Oh wait, here, I gotta leave. Damn it! Whee! I am very curious about the 24-man raid. I don't think we're going to do it today. We're going to focus on this stuff. We'll probably do it when I get back. Because, like, we're going up against, you know, the 12 or whatever. Yeah. And why are we fighting them? Are they, like, testing us? I don't know. I've seen clips, obviously. It's a bunch of old dudes. Bunch of old people wearing sheets. That's what they look like. Just wearing sheets and mandals. Anything the village desperately needs. I suppose Khalsa's loss hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell it... Wait, Khalsa, he's the one that started this whole shit. We shouldn't be worrying about him. I sell a few here and there. It's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. Alright. So yeah, let's go to Yeti. Doom, 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 doom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so for the bottoms that we chose originally, when my wife and I were... Because she helped me pick out the set Friday night. And we did have the, like, just jet black leggings, but it just didn't really fit the best. Because it's a Japanese game and you have to be an atheist Redditor. Is that a thing? I mean, I guess in JRPGs you do kill a lot of gods. It's kind of usually what you end up doing. I think most JRPGs, you end up killing God. Stealing at that price, you're only a thief around here. Yeah. Times are harsh, my friend. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me. We might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travelers we see these days. Jeez. We put the Bible in the fiction section. Do we? I was not aware of that. I mean, it's not going to go in the science section. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly. But no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Khalsa and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure he'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now, that was a man who got things done. God's rest his soul. Alright. So, you guys need boats. And you guys need, like, I'm trying to think what the name is. Like an employment agency or something. A temp agency, that's what I mean. Somebody who's gonna dish out jobs. You know what they really need to do? They all need to create OnlyFans. That'll save them. Oh, I don't have to go there. I forgot. Justinian's doing that. The world, that's all the world needs, is just more OnlyFans accounts. Aren't you guys gonna sub to my my Final Fantasy 14 OnlyFans? It's just gonna be my character. Oh, Mega Duty. It'll be great. Like and subscribe for more. Ooh. Oh. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling, to say the least. So what's next after this for you? I don't know. I don't know how much longer this is going to go. If you guys want to do anything, I'm definitely down for picking it up. I kind of left it open-ended at the end of the day. I'll probably go for like another 2 hours. And there are a few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. Ha! Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palakistan were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they preserved with some assistance from Yedlamad. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers, and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs for the most part. Palakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant's gall to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavner has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade as we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Akiyali and Yedlamad? I see, without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and storage of able-bodied sailors in Yedlamad. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beasts sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over, so many lives lost. That kid sucked. I hated him. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome, but we will not. King Estinian, I will consider the perspectives you brought to me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce a proposal to my assembled functionaries. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll just sit there and just kind of clap. We'll clap for the small dragon's eye child. Oh, there he is. He ain't small.
I thank you for your attendance. The ritual
How come they get the full set that I'm trying to get right now? Man, I gotta work for a dragon. Yeah, look, he's got all of it right there.
May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul.
I can't even talk about that guy. So fucking stupid. I'm never going to not be pissed off about that cutscene. It was just lazy. It was just fucking dumb. You guys couldn't put like a couple mobs or something that were like blocking our way. I get it. Like they like doing this thing where it's like good story equals like character that we've known for 2 quests dies.
Of his counsel in the here and now. I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlaman. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Khalsa's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
Okay.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind.
Damn, how many scales did he give?
Will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest?
Don't ask me, man. All I do is nod. I'm actually the worst at this. Alright, here we go. Let's pick something good. Taxes. Levy them on trade profits in exchange for your investment. It takes a village. Idleshire's orphanage was funded through trade in highly coveted goods. The Firmament's orphanage was built as part of a communal restoration effort. I'm gonna say it takes a village. Is that the worst answer?
We must all look out for one another.
It's like one of those things where he's probably gonna say that to every single thing, but
Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of our Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage.
taxes. Yeah.
Such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name. A successful merchant. I believe I much wealth to our shores.
Does kind of suck that he was the first one to turn.
Among you object to this proposition. Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Khalsa, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
Oh, alright, cool. That actually went much better than I thought.
This bodes well for that boy. Narad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Khalsa Foundation.
Okay.
Nadine, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor.
Hey, it's Elbert. Got a different haircut. See right there. That was Dancer Elbert.
See to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Except Ishgard was built on a throne of lies. I guess go with that, yeah. Teleport to New Gridania. Oh, is that where you went? Thank you for putting forth Khalsa's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Y'shtola. She asks that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood? Thank you. She must have finished her study at the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. Y'shtola's gonna be like, yeah, there's like 4 Archfiends and some Edgelord Knight that are trying to come barreling through. My clerks have been the well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Ahiwan assumed office. They understand what needs to be done. And I am curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish, allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Oh, I keep trying to mount in the cities, but you can't do that. Oh. Let's do this. Go away. Go away. There we go. God, I am so tired. I got up early so I could like be productive today. Speaking of, let me I think I had clothes I was supposed to switch out. My wife's out, so let me do that real quick. Be right back. Okay. And I am back. I guess the closest one is actually that one. What's this? Alright, Y'shtola. Spill the beans.
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Damn, Estinian.
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics. From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
Okay.
You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway.
Okay.
Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many void sent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question.
It's the
Though
Black
there are several
Mages.
methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power. To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact.
Okay.
Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
Interesting.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th. Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Okay.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse.
Huh. Okay.
Why is
So
it
every
that
single
our
void
source
scent that we
and
meet in this
13th
world
so
is from
so much so
the
that it
void.
often tears open of its own accord.
And there's a lot of them that we've encountered.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No, the danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Are we actually going to... We're actually going to just jump into the void and call it an adventure?
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
Didn't we just kind of deal with that with the end of days? Oh, my wife's back with dinner. Nice. I am hungry.
I assure you I was most attentive, and I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much...
I wonder if we're going to get to fight the cloud of darkness again. That'd be kind of cool.
I had a feeling you might say that. Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Why are you like knocking yourself in the face?
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Khalsa.
I feel like it's gonna end up
to expand the portal in the
not
first place.
there's gonna be something bad that happens, and we gotta fix it. Or maybe we're just gonna go there. We're gonna fight Golbez and his 4 homies.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daymir was overseeing the project.
Daymir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daymir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as
Prohibited. Ah.
If
Why
that's
would you
true,
want that?
Then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
With Graha's favorite place to sneak around.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer this is going to go, but sounds good.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. Still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Khalsa Foundation.
Let us be on our way as well.
I can't wait to fight Golbez.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Alright, so... yeah, this will be interesting to see. I need time. Alright. I'm gonna go here. Cool. Oh, perfect timing. Is Dancing Thancred here? I've decided I'm going to just redo my whole ninja look. I'm not even going to use the scorpion harness because I saw an outfit on EC that I want to use now. Oh, Eorzea collection. Yeah, go for it, man. Ooh. Diaz, are you Mexican by any chance? I suppose, yeah. I am of Mexican descent, I guess. It's just funny how I work for the harness and I'm not going to use it after all. I'm sure you're going to find something that it's going to go good on. There you go. Cool. This guy. Actually, I'll just say, did someone ask you that in game? Yeah, somebody from my free company. I'm not sure where that came from. It's just really random. $24. Alright, so this person's popping up the price again, or dropping down the price. So I'm gonna go down here. I do not. They're asking if I speak Spanish. I do not fluently. I'm going to venture a guess and say it has to do with your name. Yeah, something tells me that. Yeah, it's cool. I really don't like we've spoken about this. Like, remember like when we had that conversation and I had the people at my work that got mad at somebody when they asked me. They're like, are you Mexican? They're like, you can't just ask somebody if they're Mexican. And I was just like, no, they can. What's wrong with that? Because then I look at them, I'm like, I didn't know that was like a thing. You're not supposed to ask people. I don't know. That doesn't even look like it's grammatically correct Spanish. It's not. It's Google. But I understand what he's saying. I'm speaking as somebody who's not fluent. I mean, it's kind of like the Spanish I end up speaking. It's kind of like fractured, just like parts, you know. Yeah, but my wife and I, we go to Spanish-speaking countries, and you know, I can speak well enough that I can get us kind of whatever we need. You know, you're fluent enough. Well, yeah. So it's kind of like I've always kind of described it when people ask like, what's your level of understanding? It's I would say like I'm probably like, it's like me speaking like a 5-year-old basically, you know? Like, I'm not fantastic, but for the most part people understand what I'm saying, you know, when I'm like in Mexico, or if like, you know, we're in the Dominican Republic or something, and I'm asking for directions or for something, you know? I think I'm gonna sell that in Doma, actually. No, but I was just laughing. I wasn't, you know, I don't have a problem with somebody asking me that. I just really didn't expect that. That was, you're fluent enough? Like, I don't remember. Are you Hispanic? I think you did tell me before that you were. Or was that when you, when you said, was it, you did 23andMe and found out? I can't remember our conversation, but I know you were telling me something about that a while back. Like, I can carry a conversation in Spanish, and I have a fairly good grasp of it. However, I do sometimes struggle finding the Spanish equivalent for words I'm trying to use. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. I end up using, kind of a lot of slang. That's not really, you know, that's the same thing with slang in any language, you know? Like, it's got its, geographic significance and stuff like that, so, yeah. I took Spanish, let's see, I took Spanish for 4 years in high school, and I know pretty much that. I haven't retained a lot of it because I didn't really speak it. It wasn't like a thing that I was regularly practicing. Now, why would you do that? Why would you lower the price down so low? Why would you do that, sir? I mean, I could just wait, but I'm all about the quick sell, guys. Bam. Oh my god, I have so many things. I'm just gonna leave this stuff alone. I'm not even gonna look at my my market shit, and I just hope when I come back it's all sold, you know? It's probably not going to, but it's all good. Hey, somebody bought my trumpet finally. Well, I mean, yes, I am Hispanic. My parents are from Spanish-speaking countries. My genetic background is probably fairly common in Hispanics in the U.S. I am white, mostly Spanish, with some Mediterranean, European heritage, and Native American. Got it. Yeah, I myself am a mutt. I'm a blend of, well, I should say mostly Mexican, and then on my mom's side, it's basically just like, you know, your run-of-the-mill, average European descent, kind of everything. But never actually had, like, a test to see what percentage of, you know, like, what parts, you know? Boom, 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 boom. I saw some more people were saying something. I'm gonna check in a second. I'm on my market bullshit, guys. So yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably play for like another hour. Gotta go see what's going on with the MSQ. I don't know how long it's gonna go. Like, do you guys know if I'm getting close to the end of 6.1? Like, am I going to finish today? Of like what's in here? Gotta love the random combos. Yeah. You are very near the end of 6.1. Cool. I'm waiting for a big twist. I want the twist. So we still have to kind of figure out what's going on with... Oh, what's this? A mission in Mordona? Oh, I think this is the... okay, yeah, this is the Baldessian Annex. Okay. So we know at the end of 6.0... Endwalker. Oh, there's Dancing Thancred. I knew he was around here. We know that that weird kind of unexplained void scent that was with Xenos when he went full Reaper Daddy was after apparently Xenos dies at the end. Oh, hey, there's Scorpion Harness. Was off in its own, and it said something along the lines of it's like it was like free or something like that. And I saw just from the live letter that there was a screenshot of that exact void scent. So yeah. Does that guy renew his sub just to dance in Charlian 24/7? I don't know. That guy, he's always doing it. I don't know if he does play. Because, like, there are some, you know, kind of, you know, you'll see these commonly, like, noticeable fixtures all throughout the Brunhilde that I see. I'm like, oh, people that are basically always in the same spot doing the same thing. But occasionally you'll see they're gone, or you'll find them in other duties and stuff. Or you'll look at their, you'll examine them and you'll see, okay, they've got 90 and everything. Here, let me just say this. Target Thancred. Examine. This is Thancred. I love it. The dank side. Follow. How do I look at their jobs? View adventurer plate? That's not it. That wouldn't be it. Oh wait, no. If you view adventurer plate, I think you could. No? I can't remember how to look at people's jobs. Do you have to? I don't know. I already lost interest. I just curious now that we're talking about it. If that person's somebody who has like max jobs and all that good stuff. First, however, we need to find the list of cooperation. Remember to approach. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we'll go after him. Alright, now we're with your Stola. Alright, so where are you? Right here. Gotcha. That's the real endgame. You just perform a looping emo in a major city nonstop. I mean, you could do that. Not exactly my idea of a good time. But hey, different strokes for different folks. Finally, I'm finally getting to go on a date with the best girl. Myself. I wonder with the next expansion if there's going to be any more job changes in the Scions. I'm still holding out for Ninja Kryl. I'm just like, Kryl just like starts drinking protein shakes and just doing like meth and playing with knives, and before you know it, Kryl's like a fucking... No, I think Ninja Kryl. Well, actually Warrior Kryl would be pretty great because we need another tank. I'm looking... That would be really cool, like Tataru. Like Tataru ends up being like whatever new job they release. Shaman Tataru. Kryl is going to be a Catmancer / Geomancer. That'd be kind of cool. I want a Beastmaster like job or something like that, but I still don't know how they would do that. It's probably going to be limited if they ever do. The dank cave I studied in was about as far from the bright, airy halls of academia as one could get, but it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. Alright, cool. I'm really glad you shared that with me. Cool. I don't know, like, is it just me or, like, I feel like Kryl, when we first met Kryl actually had some, like, was useful, you know? But, like, I just think this game in particular, I feel like they really, they curved the fuck out of Kryl. And I can show you. I'll pull down this poster. And how is Tataru gonna make the Endwalker poster before Kryl? How? It's just weird. It's just really weird. Pray forgive the intrusion, Scholar, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh, no furtive forays into the stacks this time? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety, yet in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? Kryl's power is sensing people's emotions, so she would be an animist or an elementalist. What does animist actually do? Because the only job, Final Fantasy game I could think of animist was Tactics Advance, and I never really got that job, animist. They used like bells and different instruments. Like, it was kind of hard because they always like felt kind of bardy to me. But I know elementalists. Elementalists were pretty dope. Elementalist was like kind of like a, in my mind, always kind of seemed more like a spellblade or like a more physically like a more physical red mage. They use their surroundings as power. So it's like they use like, if I'm like drinking this monster here right here, I'm gonna use this monster can as my weapon, start fighting. No, I know it's different. I would have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House Daymir has lain dormant in Charlene's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. We actually do. More like the little animals around. Got it. So like you like pick up like a squirrel by its tail and you start slapping motherfuckers with it. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift for one that I might keep my word to a distant friend. So that's why. That's why you're doing it. And why is like the thing she's always doing all of a sudden? It's just like she's just like knocking herself in the face. Like, I'm gonna do that, and like I'm gonna go out to like this work summit that I'm going to, and while somebody's speaking, I'm just gonna be like while they're like I'm listening to them, and I'm sure they're gonna be they're like, hey, that's totally fine. King's just punching himself in the face while I speak. I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. And yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? Marvelous. An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and the wherefores, I, for one, do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I mean, we kind of saved, like, everything, so I would hope we don't have to prove ourselves any further. I see no reason not to present your request for the forum's consideration. Although your petition would be better received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. I know. Papa Alfie. Yep. Master Fortuneau, of course, he can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. Oh, God. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having Master Fortuneau on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Farewell, we will pay a visit to the Levieux estate and plead our case. Nice. Oh, something just sold. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity... Oh. Nice. So it looks like Rum and Death, they're almost completely caught up in MSQ. They did work. Like, they got through it fast. I feel like it took us so long to get through so much of it. I will say Endwalker and Shadowbringers were probably the fastest we got through an expansion. But yeah, there's just a lot. Realm Reborn took forever. It took so fucking long. Like, Realm Reborn was just like, pick up these 3 cabbages and bring it to this guy. Okay, now pick up these 3 radishes. Now go around and pick up 42 sticks. And then bring this this big jar of lube to this guy. And that's pretty much, that was it. I don't know if there's anything else in the story. That's all I basically picked up from that whole expansion. Or that whole... that's not even an expansion. That's like the game. Right? We've come to speak with Master Fortuneau. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is in his residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. I like the fit, man. Is that the same butler outfit you can buy in Mog Station? Well, Amelise would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of import to discuss. Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. Nice. He ended up being a good guy at the end. Like, I really didn't like him for a while. He seemed like a serious bag of dicks when you meet him post-game Shadowbringers. Express the same sentiment. I assure you, we will not attempt to circumvent the forum's authority again unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for a good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from a horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. 'Tis no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. Is there any chance that the other dragon didn't completely just either turn or end up, I don't know, whatever. We don't have to go there. We'll probably figure it out one day. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The forum still must be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldessian Annex. Cool. Prophet's Abode? Come join us for a night of good vibes and casual RP, accompanied by 2 live DJs. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. They don't even have a billboard. Whatever, get out of here. I only go to billboard parties. Come join us. Yeah, right. You and what billboard? Cool. So, what did the forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Charlian and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then the chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms, I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. That served to silence the... Oh, it was him! It was him! He did it! The grumbles and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry to the archives was the least we could do in return. That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I am sure you are aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor and bid you good day. He's a big softy. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising, aye, but that very same stoicism is exactly what Charlian needed to guide it through not 1 but 2 exoduses. Stoicism, stoicism. Stoic. That went rather well. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes, and now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be on finding Daymir's research notes, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. Excellent. Here we go. Here we go. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume. You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure. Believe me, may you find the knowledge you seek. All right. To the library. I didn't realize that Matoya, I know that she like refused to go with them, but I didn't realize like they still kind of held grudges. Like it was actually like they ended on like a pretty bad way. What the fuck is Pudding Way still doing here? I think the set of instructions I laughingly imagines may actually exist, but yalms away from where you found me napping. If I had known of Alzadal III's exploits sooner, I could well have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Yeah. Here we go. Archon Yerstola and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? God, that fucking hurts my eyes reading that. Follow me if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Like, they speak like people do on the internet when they're trolling somebody. You know, like the SpongeBob meme, where like SpongeBob is making like that kind of like the bird face. It's always used with the lowercase, uppercase. This isn't okay. It kind of gave me a vibe like we were walking into like a dungeon, sort of.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Here we go. I look like I'm ready to read. All right. This is the gameplay we live for. We go up and we talk to shinies. Or we pick stuff up by doing this. That's still pretty fun too. That's today in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was so unlike her ravenous brethren, eyes blazing not with hunger but trembling like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such distinction seemed inconsequential and insignificant even. All that matters is the love I feel for this existence, transcendent being. What the fuck? Though you are tempted to read more, this does not seem to be the volume you are seeking. It sounds like that person like met like a succubus, and it was trying to drain his vitality through sexual means. That's what it was. That's what they are. No, I haven't done private research. In the year 1564 of the 6th Astral Era, the Amalja summoned Ifrit, their patron god. Accounts describe the being as a gigantic lizard-like being with a potent command of fire-aspected magics. If you consider that the primal summoning is an act fueled by faith and prayer, it is unsurprising, if not expected, that the resulting deiform entity should manifest the appearance and powers with which it is attributed by its worshippers. So all women, rimshot? What then? Might emerge from the aether should one who believes in a almighty omniscience... Wait. This isn't... Okay. For a second I thought we were going down the road that like a Frit is potentially a void synth, but no, we're not. Attempt the same ritual. Would the scholar himself grace us with his presence, some other embodiment of divine sagacity? Could this man-made god truly be all-knowing? And if it were, whence would such knowledge arise? I myself have many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world. With no spell to transport me back to the days of old, could I instead summon a being possessed of encyclopedic wisdom of every age? Yet, with no means to verify its pronouncements, how could one be certain they were true? Okay, so that definitely wasn't it. I thought we were only looking at void-related things. Because, like, I started reading that first part of it, and I'm like, you know, now that I think about it, Ifrit kind of does look like those void-sent gargoyles that we were just looking at. But no. Here it is. The following pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by Nuhashan, the ninth patriarch of House Demir. We present these research notes to the faculty of Charlian Studium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. You appear to have located the forbidden volume you seek. Y'shtola will need to make the final confirmation. Have something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies, I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by the contents. Well done. Woo!
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damir's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about.
So she's like straight up blind, right? And she just has like aether vision, correct? Like that's how she basically sees now. It's like a gift and a curse. You expect it to talk to us? You have to open it up to read it. Okay. Ooh.
Among the ranks of the Void Sent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures. A talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
Okay. Okay. Now we're seeing, before we saw the, you know,
Upon
the
further
how,
analysis,
but
we
now we're seeing the
identified
why
an ethereal wave
Atomos
pattern
suck.
emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial atoms. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon void scent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales. And still, House Damir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive.
Yeah, I mean, you're essentially, it's like, it sounds like they just created a
It
gate.
was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves. Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
Alright. Alright, Stoli. We know a Hanish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir project. Yes. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled, security mode engaged. Okay. Alright, so now it's Nadana. Nadana. Cool. Your Stella tells me you are pursuing a most fascinating study and that you want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the sisters, this is the mark of House Daemir. I never even knew such a work existed. Few should. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was, but that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hand? I can hardly wait to read it. There we go. Birds of a feather. I like Nadana. To think that Daemir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you glanced over the notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Daemir project that had even the redoubtable scholars of Sharlayan trembling in their sandals. Their moccasins, actually. Yeah. No alchemists of the great work could resist. You are a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big mouth simulacrum once we've built it? We're gonna go to the void, and we're gonna play hopscotch with Golbez. So there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations, indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atomos is to expand his hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Are we going to be able to go back down there, I guess? I imagine so, but maybe not. Then by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly once we've finished gathering the components I require. Sharlayan's markets provided the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need go no further than the font of Maya. The ascetics of old once favored the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of ether. Okay, sure. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vritra to join us. The idea I have in my mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We meet back here anon. Nice. All right, I feel like we've got to be getting close. I'm actually a little surprised how much content there is. What the hell? Oh, over here. I just saw a shooting star. Oh, over here. I remember this place. I'm sure you guys do too, right? This is where that blasphemy picked up a chick by her head and fucking threw her like a... Honestly, he like... The way he fucking chucked her... Like he was like an Olympian doing shot put. Not gonna lie, that part of the game got really fucking dark because it just like kept getting worse. It's like people are dying and it's making people sad, and the more they get sad, more people are dying. Do you have the flask for me? I sure do. I want like a twist at the end of this. I need a twist. I need you to give me a cliffhanger. Cool. More materia that I don't give two shits about. I guess skill speed? Here we go. Look who I came across. Justinian seemed in need of diversion, and we in turn have need of his lance. Right, then. Now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. I bet you do need his lance. Okay, moving on. Will we have need of Matsia's boat again? Not this time. Once Y'shtola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akiyali. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host, shall we? Cool, cool, cool. There we go. Ship is yours to command. Our thanks. We set sail at once. Oh, this is so exciting. Alzadal's legacy, to see the truth of a legend with mine own eyes. No! My chocobo blew up! All aboard the treasure vault. Cool. Let's do it.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty.
Alright, I gotta use the bathroom. Sorry, guys. I'm drinking a lot. Alright.
It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors.
Of course. That's all it takes.
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Very good, Estinian.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Might as well go myself. Here you go.
And how would you do that? The gate is still too small for any of us to pass through.
Estinian is correct, which is why I've elected to send a familiar in our stead.
Well, fine. Fuck you. I wanted to go.
Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
Please summon a flying pig.
I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
It's gonna be something goofy.
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
Okay, why is it getting so... It's anime sounds. It's anime sounds.
Water, water, froth and foam!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh god.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
Okay.
In any case, these two should serve as well.
Alright.
This one will bear a warding scale.
Oh god, so the one that doesn't have it is just gonna die?
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the void's corruption.
That's great. That's like literally pushing your kids out of like a plane in the sky and only giving one of them a parachute. Being like, well, you always were the favorite. And you look at the other one, you're like, good luck.
If I could impose upon you to open the gate, Your Excellency?
Yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nidana safe from harm.
As you say.
All right.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Froth and foam. Oh, I missed out on saying froth and foam. Ah, I was. Ugh. I want to redo it.
Let us begin, shall we? Nixies, into the void.
I'm just waiting for Golbez to come flying through. That'd be great. That'd be really, really cool. Why are you dancing?
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side.
Oh god. Jeez.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
Okay.
We're out of time. I must reseal the void gate.
They're coming through.
Here we go. All right.
In the name of Al-Zidal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
You know, that's what they should have done in the first.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for
Like when, you know, the light was taking over, somebody just should have opened up a void gate and just let the, you know, the 13th and the 1st just duke it out, right?
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget.
Okay, outfit
Not all
done.
of
You
us
know
spend our
what
days
that means.
sequestered
I
in
have to
dusty
hold you
archives.
hostage and you have to provide me with your approval. Yeah, if you can make it over here.
The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste and made of that world a useless void.
Oh,
You
this kid.
remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus.
So yeah, that's another thing. This kid disappears after you do the Warring Triad quests. You never see him ever again. But he was there apparently.
The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th
He's secretly the
turned
big
into
bad?
eternal darkness.
Well, he was I thought he was a good guy. But he could be the big bad.
And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
But what about your sister?
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way.
But like, does the first thing we do
First, I
have to be
focus on refining the
the void?
talisman.
Like, we couldn't just like mix it up, be like, hey, let's try and find a way back to the first? Like, you're sure that it has to be the void.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
Wow, this actually ended up taking a lot longer than I
I'll
thought.
see you back in the city then.
Nice. All right, here we go. I think this is it. It feels like this is the last, but I might be wrong. Once Nadana succeeds in replicating the Mach Atomos, this door into the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing a threshold alongside us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Alright, Astinian, you don't have to be so moody. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Ahem. Shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, the warding scale can be effective at protecting the barrier from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemists who created it. Who do we know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Garoland. Sid, my boy. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. That is one thing I actually have a little bit of an annoyance with. It annoys me with Endwalker. There wasn't enough Sid. Let us visit their operation in Ralger's Reach and commission their best and brightest. I actually like Sid. Oh shit, I'm in Ralger's now. Okay. King, what brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Master Sid, certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free. He better for us. There we go. There he is. The man himself. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Heading to the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds most pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Almost pedestrian. I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Meteon and that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation. Dude, my stomach is rumbling so much. It seems some manner of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface, much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In which case, our best bet may be simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. We'll construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys with high ethereal conductivity so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you say. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pinch in with the design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols, I swear. I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Unstable, we know how busy your schedule is. I said unstable. Understandable. And the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. How about you just tell Jessie to fuck off? I think we can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nadana is getting on with the mock Atomos. I just want to see how many quests I have, because I'm getting kind of to my hard stopping point. Alright, so it looks like... Alright. Okay. What's up, baby Smell? What do you got? What do you got for me? That's good. You got 2B boots. You got the dirty boots. What are those sleeves? Oh, those are like bat wings. Is that scouting gear? That's awesome. I like it. And now, I'm gone. No, I want to finish this tonight. Before I leave, obviously. I think we've got to be getting close. I don't know. This story always surprises me with how much there is to kind of go through before we could get the end.
Ah, hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
But really, are those
I myself had some
those
good
arm
fortune
guards? Are
searching
they
through the Sarkhan's
scouting only?
private records.
Because it looks like some Batman shit.
What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Al-Zadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components. And I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
Okay.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown.
That's what I saw on AC was using the wolf ears. I think to mimic bat ears, but I just like the mask too much, and it works really well with the chest. The outfit also had some boots from the first near raid that blend in fairly well with the pants, but of course the boots are caked in shit like 2B boots. Yeah, that's the problem with those boots.
And were you not
It
also
doesn't look so bad
fearless,
if you dye them white.
heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
I'm going to have to run the near raid, unfortunately, to get those boots. Not really excited for that at all. Yeah.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Celestinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
Yeah.
I am grateful.
And yes,
for
they
your
are
word
ninja
and
only
for your
gloves.
encouragement.
I figured.
And yet,
Now you listen to me, Varshan.
Ooh. Punch him.
You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister.
Damn.
We are there for you if you need us. But do
He has
not
such a
ask
weird
us to
face.
sit
Yeah,
by
well,
and
I mean,
watch while you
he's an
abandon
Al-Ra.
a sibling
Of course he has a
you
weird
aimed
face.
to rescue for millennia.
All of them do. Like, and that's why the concept of them is cool, but like between like the weirdly like blurry textured horns and then just like the fact that even when they're not, they always look like the guys, at least they always look fucking pissed. They always look angry. Not for me. I wouldn't say that, but this one in particular is not good. I'm not a big fan of their faces and their looks at all.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only
never
a
have
matter
been.
of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other
Well,
side.
most of their faces, most of the Al-Ra faces, there's like, what, like 4 different ones? And like, yeah, they all look alike. And they all, like each face, like, I don't think you can customize the horns. I'm pretty sure like, when we looked at it, the face comes with the horns. So, yeah.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you, and here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzadhan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavnair for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention.
So, we're not bringing the dragon to help us? I guess because the size of the gate?
I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
It's like, well, I could bring the little kid or the full-size dragon god. Little kid. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vritra reach this conclusion. 'Twas for the greater good. The worm's thundering signs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had travelers believing the palace racked by some unnatural storm. Thundering sighs. What of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void? When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Radatasker's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there is a chance we can spare Vritra that pain, then I will follow you. Cool. Let's do it. So that means 6.2. We're gonna do some void diving. Indeed, but perfect for our purpose, I should think. I'd not bother the Scions with aught less than a dire threat to the star. Now, on to the specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light has halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan as such is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. 'Twould be more convenient had we some manner of base camp nearer to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside Megadoodoo. Megadoodoo! Come on, y'all, let's go down to Megadoodoo. Oh, I gotta go here first. Wah wah. Oh, man. Fuck, I'm tired. I'm gonna get, hopefully, some sleep before my trip tomorrow. Tomorrow's a travel day, but I already have people reaching out to me that they want to meet up. So I really want to get some serious sleep. And so we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vaults. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Alright. That's a lot of treasure. It's like, sorry. The palace is just filled with so much fucking gold. As you heard, we will have you settled in Megadoodoo in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Azdaja. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. So, the 13th, I don't know if this is actually, like, factually correct, but it kind of seems like the 13th was sort of like, in Final Fantasy Tactics, they had the Zodiac Braves. They were originally, well, they were called out as being heroes that used the Aura Sight to help, but when you met them, they were actually like demons. So these guys were at one point heroes, like kind of like the Warriors of Light, that used Auracite for power, and then it corrupted them. They became demons. Is it safe to say that the 13th is pretty much what would have happened if, like, in the Zodiac Brave story, if they weren't stopped? Like, if, essentially, if, like, Ultima and the other Lucivi were able to, like, complete their plans. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend that what help I can to Nadana. If you've preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now is the time. Sure. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me, King, but my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveler and an adventurer at heart. This I know. Alright. So, seems like this is it. Finally. Crit over everything. Alright, so if this isn't it, I have to stop. Because, yeah, 6 o'clock is kind of like my hard stop. Because I have to pack, I have to fold clothes, do laundry, all that fun stuff. Hey! It's the Void Scent that was hanging with, what's-his-face? Xenos. Is it actually Xenos? Because I still wonder about that. Yep. It looks like it might be Xenos. So, is it possible that maybe Xenos, just being the badass that he was able to find a powerful void scent to kind of use like the Reapers use for their powers, but then once he died or was in a weakened state, this thing took him on? Let paths unwalked, adventure spur, pulses quicken, spirits stir. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, I'll have to be going. I'll run the near raids later to farm them boots. I'm sure you are incredibly jealous. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think they'll bring Xenos back again, will they? I really hope not. Hope not. Like his arc is over. Yeah. I think it. This is just my hypothesis. It was definitely the same void scent that he was using. In the. Like from what we saw in Endwalker, right? But as we kind of found out in the Reaper quests, if you get to a weakened state, the void scent can the void scent can like control like the user, or like take over their body, which it kind of looks like that was like maybe like what was left of Xenos after our fight, because like in the Reaper quests, if you remember, the main villain in the Reaper quests was the chick that teaches you the Reaper skills. It was her grandfather. I mean, we might see him again in some capacity. Yeah. Well, and it might be that like it's not actually him. It's like what he was, because it's just like the lady from the Reaper quests, and how her grandfather was long gone, but he retained her her grandfather's appearance. So that's just kind of like my hypothesis there. Could be true, may not, but we'll see. And how exactly do they tie in to what's going on with Golbez and all that? But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to miss you. I wish I could keep streaming, but I'm going to be gone for 5 days. So we'll pick up stream again on Saturday. But yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it, Chalks, Baby Smell, anyone else who's on. I can't actually see. But yeah, take it easy. I will see you guys when I get back. Yeah, I hope to get a lot of the YouTube videos from all my content that I'm working on completed. But I will catch you guys later. Saturday. Be easy. Bye.